Hey, wait, I'm about to say something. Let's begin exploring the profound teachings of ancient yogis and Buddhist monks, who always emphasized the importance of observation. By focusing our attention on something, we have the power to bring about the quantum events we desire. Join me as I explain the secrets of using your attention to shape the reality you crave. You will see how directing your attention can be the most powerful tool in your journey as a co-creator of reality. Let us game through this amazing journey of self-discovery and gain a deep understanding on how the flow of energy influences the vision of reality that shows up in our life. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the speech. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you can relate. Now, let us begin. Have you ever felt like you are stuck in a rut, constantly working towards something that never seems to happen? Or maybe you find yourself in the same situation over and over again, like a never-ending roller coaster ride. When we experience these kinds of repeating patterns, it is essential to examine where our energy is getting stuck. Energy needs to flow, but when it cannot, it becomes stagnant, leading to the same circumstances repeating themselves. The key to directing the flow of energy lies in our attention. Where we focus our attention is where our energy goes. By becoming aware of our focus and attention, we can take control of our energy and transform our lives. What many people are unaware of is that the nature of our attention consists of two primary types: polar and non-polar attention. Polar attention possesses the incredible ability to both attract and repel reality. It is similar to how a problem, when viewed from a different angle, can transform into a solution. It is like two sides of a coin working together to shape our experiences. Polar attention has the power to draw certain things towards us while at the same time pushing others away. Now, let us turn our focus to non-polar attention, which is entirely neutral and possesses the extraordinary ability to dissolve reality. This form of attention carries profound implications for the manifestation of quantum events in our lives. By understanding and harnessing the power of our attention, we can potentially shape our reality in ways that align with our desires and aspirations. This concept opens up exciting possibilities for personal growth and transformation. Let us consider two types of polar attention: positive attention and negative attention. When we hold positive thoughts and feelings towards something, the true nature of our attention does not matter to life. What matters is the content of our attention. As I mentioned earlier, if we harbor hatred towards something, we will attract more events related to it. Conversely, if we have a love for something, we will attract more of what we love. This is a crucial aspect for us as human beings. Throughout our lives, we have been conditioned to operate in a state of fear and survival, as it becomes ingrained in our biology. Our primary focus has always been survival, and the most effective way to ensure survival is by eliminating or avoiding any kind of threats. As humans, we have been ingrained with a mindset of self-preservation, constantly seeking safety and avoiding potential threats. This conditioning has shaped our lives, leading us to steer clear of conflict and take minimal risks. Unfortunately, this constant state of vigilance has a downside. It perpetuates our worries and fears, and we can see this reflected in the news and on social media. Fear seems to spread more easily than any other emotion, and it is through this vulnerability that external influences can manipulate and control us. Many individuals are filled with immense pride and a powerful desire to protect what they love. While this quality is commendable, it often blinds them to the truth. It is effortless to manipulate people when they are angry or afraid, as their emotions cloud their judgment. Consequently, fear, anger, and pride become the shackles that society uses to keep us trapped, preventing us from acting in alignment with our true desires. Our attention remains fixated on these emotions, leading us to behave in ways that may contradict our innermost intentions. Many individuals find themselves caught in a cycle of repeating relationship patterns. This is often due to unsolved past traumas that they are holding on to. Instead of moving forward, they focus on avoiding similar relationships to those they have experienced before. Unfortunately, this approach tends to attract the same type of partner and relationship. The underlying cause is often a fear of reliving the past event and a belief that they have not fully processed it. This is where the concept of neutral or nonpolar attention can offer a solution. So, let me explain this idea further. To understand how attention influences our life, it is important to recognize that there are two primary types of attention: positive and negative. The focus of our attention determines the direction our lives take and what we attract. For instance, let us consider a situation where we are faced with a challenge at work involving a coworker or an employee. If we choose to approach this situation with a positive mindset, viewing it as an opportunity for personal growth, we can overcome the challenge and emerge stronger. By directing our positive attention towards the situation, we attract positive energy and create a reality that aligns with our optimistic outlook. When we approach a situation with a negative mindset, our attention becomes focused on the negative aspects. We might think, "This will not work. I can't believe this is happening. Shit is about to hit the fan. And I don't think this is going to be fixable." Unfortunately, this negative attention attracts more negative energy into our lives. It is crucial to understand that life does not differentiate between positive and negative attention. It simply responds to the content of our attention. If we shift our perspective and see challenges as opportunities for growth, our life's trajectory will align with positivity. The more we focus on positive thoughts and feelings, the more positive manifestations we attract. Conversely, if we dwell on negativity and believe it is all bad, we are more likely to experience negative outcomes. When we approach situations with a positive mindset, we perceive the content as positive, and vice versa when we feel negative. It is important to recognize that our perception of a situation as bad is often fueled by fear. Fear has the power to amplify negative perceptions and lead to a spiral of negative attention. As beings who feel, we try to justify our feelings by focusing on potential threats or worst-case scenarios, therefore strengthening our fears. This cycle of negative attention can spiral out of control, influencing the content of our attention and perpetuating negative outcomes. It is crucial to break free from this spiral by consciously shifting our focus towards positive thoughts and opportunities for growth. The core issue at hand is the alignment between our emotions and thoughts. Emotions being the feelings from our heart and the thoughts that come from our mind. When negative feelings arise within us, our mind instantly generates negative thoughts, thereby reinforcing negative attention. Consequently, we find ourselves on a trajectory where more negative occurrences unfold. But the key lies in adopting a non-polar neutral attention. By observing life events with non-polar or neutral attention, we allow them to flow through us without exerting control. For instance, when faced with an unpleasant situation, we can simply acknowledge it without attaching positivity or negativity attention. By doing so, we remain on our original life path, unaffected by external circumstances. Ultimately, the entire situation dissipates, leaving us unchanged. This is where the famous quote comes from: in through one ear and out through the other. Many individuals tend to respond to their past traumas and fears by focusing on the negative aspects. Consider the following scenario. When faced with unpleasant experiences from the past, we often try to avoid them due to the intensity of associated emotions and our lack of coping mechanisms. This avoidance perpetuates resistance. And what happens when we resist something? It persists. By resisting, we inadvertently grant it power, and it pushes back against us. Consequently, we spend our lives resisting the events we dislike, living in a state of trauma. Consequently, situations that reinforce this trauma continue to arise. Remember that, just like a coin, there are always two sides to every situation. The power lies within you to choose how you perceive and interpret these situations. Let me rephrase that for you. The choice of how to perceive something is 100% up to you. Once you grasp this concept, you can learn how to effectively shape your reality. This key lies in combining polar and nonpolar attention, which is vital for this process. Let me go into the 3 main steps involved in using this technique. By following these steps, you can release the energy you spent on negative attention, allowing you to focus on manifesting the positive reality you desire. Let me explain how this process works. The first step in creating positive change in our lives is acceptance. When we find ourselves in difficult situations or hitting rock bottom, it is crucial to accept what has happened. Acceptance means letting go of resistance and embracing the present moment. It is important to understand that acceptance is not the same as agreeing with or condoning the situation. It simply means acknowledging and allowing it to be without fighting against it. Many people fear that accepting the worst case scenario will attract it into their lives, but this is a misconception. Acceptance is the antidote to resistance and negative energy. By accepting the worst case scenario, we stop feeding it with our resistance and free ourselves from its shackles. Instead of being consumed by worry and fear, acceptance allows us to redirect our energy towards finding solutions and creating positive change. Acceptance is a form of neutral attention that sets the stage for change. It is the foundation upon which we can build a better future. We cannot change the present moment, as it is constantly evolving, but we have the power to choose what we want in the next moment. By reducing the importance we attach to outcomes, we liberate ourselves from the negative cycle of attachment and resistance. Total, complete, and integral acceptance of this present moment is the starting point of predicting the near future. Acceptance is about acknowledging reality, letting go of resistance, and embracing the possibilities that lay ahead. It is through this acceptance that we can release ourselves from the grip of our worst nightmares and open ourselves up to new opportunities and growth. By accepting the present moment and aligning our intentions with what we truly desire, we can pave the immediate way for positive change in our lives. The next step is to recognize how this setback or unfavorable event could actually be a hidden blessing. Every event that happens is neutral by nature. It is our attention that decides whether we perceive it as positive, negative, or neutral. Instead of viewing it as something negative, we can explore how it might be advantageous. How might this be beneficial in my life? Now, what do I mean by hidden blessing or a blessing in disguise? Sometimes things happen to protect us. Perhaps there is something negative in the very situation that God, whom you conceive him to be, is preventing us from. Maybe there is a purpose behind it. Have you ever considered that? Like any event in your life, maybe this is occurring for a reason. If you had not missed that bus, you could have been involved in an accident or something unfortunate could have happened, and the universe is safeguarding you. How can you be certain of this? It becomes easier once you have already reached a state of acceptance. If you are in a state where the pain is paining, or the wound is fresh, and something unfortunate has just now occurred, do not expect yourself to immediately seek out this hidden blessing. Simply strive for acceptance and acknowledge that it happened. Once you reach a more neutral state, you can begin to contemplate how this could potentially have a positive impact. The final step, and the key to shaping the life you want, is all about where you put your attention. The continuous redirection of attention. Seriously, think about it. When you are cool, calm, and accepting of what is going on, your focus opens to choosing what you truly desire. It is like having this unstoppable ability to steer your life in the direction you want. It is about choices you make, the path you take, and even the events that you seem to pop up in your life. And guess what? It is all tied back to where you are putting your attention. Ancient cultures and religions often talk about this: paying attention, seeing things clearly, and Here we are combining these polar and non-polar attentions, which is not leaning towards good or bad, just accepting things as they are, with acknowledging hidden opportunities and then shifting to a positive mindset. When we are in that balanced state of mind, it is one of the most potent tools in your kit to create the reality you dream of. You become this co-creator of your own story. Now, here's the thing. Your attention is your superpower. When you learn to wield it effectively, you can make anything happen in your life. It is like a secret tool that many of us overlook or do not realize how powerful it truly is. But once you get the hang of steering your attention in the right direction, you will see things falling into place the way you have always imagined. The note I want to leave you guys today is, if you are feeling bad about yourself today, or you just don't feel like you today, allow yourself to accept that you are feeling bad. And once you are in the state of balance, which is equanimity, then you can focus on what is desired by you instead. Do not try to hide, bury, or suppress what you're feeling. It has this sneaky way to hunt you down in the near future. And at this point, whatever you are doing can be a form of resistance. Per se, if you are creating positive affirmations in front of the mirror, you are still resisting feeling something by that very affirmation, and that is what might just be happening, right? This 3-step method used continuously has the power to completely change your life. When you learn to accept, redirect, and choose what you truly desire, you are releasing energy that was previously wasted on resistance. You will now be using your attention effectively to create the reality you want and wish for. Acceptance is not waving the white flag or giving up. It is the art of acknowledging what is right in front of us without resistance. It is the same as a mental pivot where the fog clears, revealing a sharper perspective. It is within this embrace of present, accepting its truth, that a newfound clarity down upon us. Imagine this. When we dare to face the worst case scenario head on, a remarkable shift occurs. Instead of battling against these unfavorable outcomes, we liberate a torrent of pent-up energy that was previously wasted in this futile struggle. This release creates an astonishing transformation within us, and suddenly, our attention, once entangled in resistance, becomes a powerful catalyst of change. In this pivotal moment, we consciously steer our focus towards our aspirations, and it's as though reality, in response, begins to rearrange itself. We morph into collaborators with the universe, each of us holding the pen to script our narratives, mold our realities, and carve out the pathways to our destinies. Authentic transformation blossoms when we consciously choose to channel our attention towards what truly holds significance in our lives. It is the deliberate act of prioritizing our values, aspirations, and desires that set the wheels of change in motion. So, stride forth with unwavering confidence and a clear sense of purpose. For within you lays the power to design the blueprint of your life's journey. You are not merely a player, but the architect shaping the destiny you envision.